All right. So my boy J. Cole is getting more fire, and I'm gonna react to it. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I might be a little biased in this. You wanna know why? Because he hasn't came out to defend himself, so somebody has to do it. I'm just playing devil's advocate. But no, on a serious side note, I want to hear what this guy says about the situation. We already did a video reaction to the situation with Cameron suing J. Cole, but I heard a little clip of this, and it sounds like he's about to really tear in. So I'm like, why not? This is for entertainment purpose.
Listen, you know they are mad at me, and as for both Drake and J.
Look at it, he's already started.
As big as the Super Bowl, but if the Super Bowl was only about suing, well, these two of the once thought big three have never looked like bigger losers and frauds, and with this, they really don't want me to say it today. But just get ready and leave a like and subscribe, because you know we gotta do it. Now when it comes to Drake and J. Cole, well, if you are ready to see how Cole has followed the Karen, and now Kendrick Lamar is the only rapper who was in the big three who has never been in some embarrassing paperwork, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And now really, as the J. Cole...
All right, while he's promoting his stuff, yeah, he'll like on mine, and if you like my commentary, subscribe later.
Fans who are also surrogate Drake fans are all going to be mad at me for not just talking about this situation, but really looking at how this changes our entire perception of J. Cole in the rap game. And then within that, how he is really treating the culture, and I guess more than ever, and now 100% we can say that, well, for the people who were still trying to act like this was not the case, Cole is way more like Drake than he will ever be like Kendrick. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so,
damn, how much time you gonna say leave a like and subscribe? I mean, hey, get your hustle,
right
man.
Now with J. Cole, it's honestly wild and surreal, because within the same day that Drake ended up getting within a lawsuit where now he is being sued, well, in a completely different way, J. Cole managed to get in a public lawsuit just hours later where, well, two of the big three members are now being sued within a way like we have never seen before. And before we go any further, and for the Drake stans watching, they are going to get mad at me for saying this, so leave a like, by the way, to just make sure to help me out. But I have to say it, and I just have to be clear. After J. Cole has been a fake friend and really, you know, advocate for hip-hop on the highest level when it comes to just everything that has been going down, well, after the way that J. Cole has sneak-dissed Kendrick Lamar even after the apology, and, you know, honestly, he almost played a role where he fueled Drake's obsession that ended up starting the whole Not Like Us lawsuit as a whole, with everything with Port Antonio and the lines Cole was saying there about bots, and who knows what other conversations could have went behind the scenes.
Okay, well, this is what I'm gonna say to kind of in a way to combat that, is that I feel like J. Cole was actually closer to Drake than he was with Kendrick at a time. You know what I'm saying? I think Kendrick and Cole kind of separate ways a little bit and not too close, but they still have respect for each other. You know what I'm saying? They still have respect for each other, but, you know, at the end of the day, like, I don't think that they... the camps were a little closer, you know, they all have respect, they in communication, but I think that Cole, in the era where Drake was, you know, was hot, and Cole and Drake was on tours and stuff, and they just related a lot more, and that's just how it is. And I think Kendrick was just not that type of dude who messed with a lot of industry dudes. Like, that's just how it is. So I understand, but to try to have it, I even fantasize Cole and Kendrick being friends and more closer and even making music together, but that's not reality for these guys. It's just not. And if you already come with the assume that he's being a fake friend because what Jermaine, I guess, opposed to the public that they have good energy with each other, then that's your fault. That's your fault. All right.
Well, overall, what I just want to say is now for J. Cole to be handed paperwork where, after allowing Drake to feel so comfortable in rap that he could file paperwork that put the very legitimacy and integrity of the art form under question, Well, for Cole to just be handed papers, again, what I have to say, and this has really just been an ever telling principle of everything we are seeing, is that overall the choices you make do have consequences. And when you put something out into the world, you
Yep.
better make sure that there is some sort of integrity to it, because when there's not and you are still pushing it, well, we are seeing the things that we are for both Drake and J. Cole. And so now with J. Cole, what's going on and what this lawsuit is about, it's not just a regular lawsuit that we do see a lot of artists get into, which tends to happen with a lot of older songs that are sampled on bigger songs now, where maybe the artist who actually created the song was in a bad contract then, so they're not actually seeing what they feel they should from the record's success in the present. Well, with J. Cole, it is not like any of that. And honestly, it's much worse because pretty much what J. Cole has done now is disrespect a hip hop legend and staple, and honestly, somebody who, if we look at the relationship that they have had in their careers, well, he has done a ton to help J. Cole out, from narrating the intro on the offseason in the track 95 South to being on the Mike Delete Later project and giving Cole the clearance to use his instrumental, which now who I am talking about is none other than the one and only Cam'ron, who has ended up suing J. Cole himself, which, just to see this go down and to see Cam'ron of all people will go after Cole like this, well, for Drake and J. Cole, even though you both said it was as big as the Super Bowl, it's clearly only as big as getting sued, which we are seeing from Cole here in a way that I think for a lot of people it is just very shocking, because to actively see J. Cole just disrespect a hip-hop
I'm just
legend
listening.
and somebody who is not
I'm listening before I commentate. You know what I'm
just
saying?
paved the way for every artist and for the genre as a whole, but for his own albums and music to drop to do this, it's just disappointing and lame. And so we are
All right, so J. Cole, the nigga got money. He'll pay it. If 500K, okay, you want 500K? All right. It saves my piece. That's how he's probably looking at it. And I'm gonna say this. I said this in the video before that J. Cole has a lot of business adventures and things he's doing. He's also locking in for this album. A lot of stuff came up about the apologies, him going in, focusing, making sure he tighten the album to where it fits where he's trying to relay his message, maybe addressing some things. We don't know, right? He also was filming I believe, a documentary for the album that he was out active. And he's managing other artists, right? Pressing the OK button for JID. He had to deal with Arnie Lennox, letting her go, and so on. So we don't really know what he's doing business-wise behind the doors. Also with spending time with family, but we're going to say just business-wise because him and Cam, it's business. We can't necessarily speak on J. Cole's business with Cam only going off with just one thing. We only got one thing, so we can only go off with that. He hasn't replied yet. I think it's smart, especially when it comes to legal situations, right? I don't know how he got leaked out. I don't know if Cam told Joe Budden or who he told, but it just came out of left field. Maybe, I don't know. You know, it just, to me, came out of left field. If you really wanted to get situated and made known, like, hey, you know, what's up, what's going on, you reach out to Cole. Now, if Cole stiff armed you and you can't get no contact with him, then yeah, that's messed up. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna lie. But in all seriousness, in defense, it's like I'm hearing a lot of biases. And shit, I'm biased too, but I'm not gonna jump the gun, right? It's just this is normal inside of artistry. A lot of paperwork, suing, miscommunication, anything could have happened at that point. You know what I'm saying? It probably didn't even reach on his mind. I don't think he's prioritizing and saying, oh, I need to go do this future for Cameron. I need to go out here. I think the main thing Cameron wanted was him to go on a podcast. If Cole is not ready to go out to do a podcast, he's not going out to do a podcast. He just had a situation where he was in some conflict with people having a problem with him apologizing, right? Maybe he would have addressed some of that when he got his album out to release, but this is not the time. He's trying to let all that die down because he wants to rebuild and get the momentum going for his album rollout. So I just feel like a lot of people have their opinions, but they don't actually understand a little bit of the business when it comes to music, the music scene. And on top of that, they're just going with the flow of what people are saying in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And right now, people are just like to hate on Drake and Cole. And right now, Kendrick right now had won. He won the whole battle. He's likable too. He's for the people. Cole the same way, but Kendrick really stands in a way of a uniqueness, and it's just how it is. But to turn back to the rebuttal of what he was saying is, it's just I just feel like, man, the way he's going at it, I know what he's doing because he's doing this on purpose to generate emotion and people to feel either opposite or direct, about the situation. So I get
We're
it.
just going to break down what Cameron is saying J. Cole did here.
And I'm gonna do a little bit reaction to this, and because he's about to get to what Cameron said, and then a little bit more, and then I'm gonna end it because it is very, very long, and I've done already a video on this, but this has some juicy parts, and also he had a very extreme take on it, so that's why I want to do a reaction to it.
And what he is being sued for, which, listen, we are going to read this article because it's pretty quick. But what it says is, in court docs obtained by TMZ, Cameron claims he wrote lyrics and dropped a verse on the song in exchange for Cole agreeing to collaborate with him on a future project, or at least appear on Cam's popular It Is What It Is podcast. And then it says that Cam alleges that 2 years after the recorded, J. Cole neglected to do either. And then adding to this, it says that Cam says Ready 24 was recorded back in 2022, and from July 2023 to April 2024, Cam says he continued to communicate with Cole, who repeatedly stated he was unavailable for the podcast. Cam also says that the subsequent music collaboration between them never materialized, despite efforts by Cam to put it together. And then so ultimately, after finding out that Cameron hasn't been properly compensated for anything here, it is saying that what he is coming after is co-authorship of the song Ready 24 and wants full accounting of anything earned from it so he can get his share, which is estimated to be around $500,000. And with this, once again, when it comes to words having power, well, if we go to the song Ready 24 and look at Cameron's verse, Cameron did say when it comes to getting that bag, he has taken what he is supposed to get, not all, most of it. And just with that literal warning that Cameron said, give me what you owe, and well, from what we are seeing, Cole has just failed to uphold their agreement on any level. Honestly, this is just pretty weird and it's pretty disappointing, and especially as we know that Cameron has done favors for Cole in the past before this, everything is just a little more weird.
Come on, man, hold up now. We're not gonna pretend like Cole is not one of the highest artists alongside with Drake and Kendrick, and that Cole ain't doing a favor to where Cameron is benefiting more off of this than Cole is. What the hell we talking about? I mean, all respects to Cameron. All respects. He is a legend. You know what I'm saying? But y'all acting like the nigga not benefiting off of Cole. He's benefiting right now just being the talks of suing him. That's how big Cole's name is. Y'all acting like Cole needed the future. He didn't fucking need the future. He didn't need it. That's why bro, y'all about to make me, all right, now you really about to get me tilted. You did this on purpose, bro. Shout out to you. I'm gonna have his link in this description. But anyways.
And while a lot of Drake and Cole fans who don't understand hip-hop are gonna try to scapegoat Cameron and say, why did he do this up front and why did he make this type of agreement and deal, which ultimately now he is complaining about, in hip-hop, and one of the main reasons why so many rappers are all over each other's albums is because in hip-hop specifically, and unlike anything else in the music industry, a lot of artists do something that in terms of industry terms is called a swap. And this is when an artist won't directly charge a collaborator upfront for a guest feature, and instead they offer a contribution for future work, which usually ends up being a collaboration of their own. And these things really don't require paperwork because most artists are expected to just honor their own word. And this is just what's always made hip-hop such a collaborative and communal art form as a whole, just in terms of always getting moments where we are hearing.
He is right about that. I'm giving props. He is right about
some of
that.
our favorite rappers together. And so, understanding that and seeing how Cam just asked Cole to do a record of his own or to come on his It Is What It Is show, well, for Cole to just disappear on him, I mean, there's no other way to put it, and I will be curious to find out if we get any sort of an explanation from Cole, but this is whack, and it's really lame to just let down and really betray the trust of one of your idols and heroes like this, especially when, again, there has clearly been.
Okay, so this is the thing. I got the gist of it, and he covered pretty much everything. The only thing that I didn't knew about was the letter that TMZ wrote about the situation with Cam addressed about. All right. First of all, damn, what I was gonna say. First of all, before I end this off, is that you can't use that as a way of saying that it's okay. I get it that it's like, all right, they do is your, but he's a grown ass man, bro. They both grown ass man, and at the end of the day, it's business. So yes, Cole needs to do what he needs to do to hold his end. If they gotta do paperwork or he needs to pay for the suing or do what he needs to do, then go ahead and do that, right? The man's busy. He has other stuff priorities, and I'm sure he don't really too much care about 500K. Seriously, he's the type of dude, like, I'd rather have my piece to myself. I just give you the 500K, dude. It's not, I'm not tripping about it. Some other artists would probably make a whole thing about it. They probably even actually talked about this now. They probably already talked about this. You know what I'm saying? They probably already talked about this. Hey, this is just my opinion. What you guys think about this situation? Yeah, hit that like button if you like the commentary, you like my take about this, then feel free to join me and watch some of my other content and hit the subscribe button. But it's just one of those things where it's like Cole is just gonna have to just continue doing what he's doing. Don't respond. Drop your album, do your rollout, handle the business in the back scenes, and people gonna forget, bro. They gonna forget. They won't forget, but they'll forget, and they'll start being back on your nuts again. And that's just how it is. All right, see y'all in the next one. Peace.